Crypto mining really hasn't been that lucrative, especially GPU mining over the past 6 months. So why do I continue to do it, and what are my goals? Well, today I'm going to walk through kind of why I mine crypto despite profits not being that great. And we're even going to go over what I see as the best case situation and what I see as the potential worst case situation for my mining farm. How much profits do I think I could make in the best case versus how much would I lose if everything goes to crap? Today's video is sponsored by emcd.io, a convenient crypto ecosystem based on the top 7 Bitcoin mining pool in the world. EMCD has everything you need for your crypto mining operations: a secure crypto wallet, a fast peer-to-peer exchange, and the coin hold feature to earn passive income for your crypto. emcd.io offers mining pools for the biggest mineable coins, including Bitcoin, Doge, Caspa, Litecoin, ETC, and many more. Their mining pools have a low fee of 1.5%. Mining rewards can be immediately deposited into the coin hold program to earn up to 14% annually, essentially eliminating the 1.5% mining fee. Check out the emcd.io platform by using the link down below. Use code MODERNMINING to get 33% discount on the mining pool fees for 7 days. As always, do your own research before depositing crypto into third-party applications. Thank you to emcd.io for sponsoring this video. Over the past 6 months, there's been periods of pretty awesome rewards where my tiny little GPU farm has been making sometimes $15 profit a day. Other times, I've been to the point where I almost have to switch off all of my mining rigs because I'm profiting about a quarter every single day. And those swings are always to be expected in the crypto market, and especially in GPU mining, because right now we're mining tiny micro cap coins that can lose 90% in a month, or they can gain 200% in a day. They're small market caps, and that is high risk, high reward, and lots of variability. Luckily for us, it's kind of settled down a little bit over the past month or two, mining Zealous, which has been relatively price stable and remained pretty consistently profitable, especially at my power cost of 11 cents, which is by no means excellent, but I know it is better than a lot of people's power. Zealous also just had a hard fork this past week, and we've yet to see if this is gonna hurt GPU mining because of the addition of CPU miners onto the coin, or if it's actually going to improve GPU mining profits by making sure that no Asics or FPGAs take over in the future, and maybe it builds trust in Zealous as a coin that the developers know what they're doing and can quickly roll out changes to the project. So with all that said, why do I mine crypto? Well, to start off, passive income and financial independence and financial gain is obviously a big part of it, but it's also not the only part. So I would love to be making what I used to back in the Ethereum days, of some days $100 a day in pure profit. But those days will probably never happen again unless just some crazy stuff happens in the crypto market. But financial gain is not the only reason that I do it. So when I started mining with GPUs back in 2021, I kind of just fell in love with crypto mining. The idea that you could build a computer that's going to be making you money as you sleep, as you work your real job, that is just such a cool concept that really struck a chord to me, because I love passive income and different ways to make money on the side of what I'm already doing for my job. So I really did fall in love with crypto mining then, and I stopped for a long time until about December of 2023 when I saw that it was just slightly profitable again, and that was when I jumped back in. So what I'm trying to get to is that crypto mining to me is almost more of a hobby than it is a financial kind of venture. And don't get me wrong, it is a financial venture, but it is a hobby that has potential financial upsides. So that's why when I see people commenting on my videos about building $3,000 mining rigs, that, oh wow, your ROI is going to be 2 to 5 years, you're never going to make your money back. Well, think about all the other hobbies that exist in this world that have no ROI. They have basically infinity years to get a return on your investment. I have a lot of friends that are into hunting and camping, and those are great fun activities, but think of how much money you spend on gear and equipment and all those other things that go into it, and there's no there's basically no ability to ever get a return on investment for those items unless you're like filming YouTube videos of yourself doing those things. So those hobbies don't have an ROI period on them, and people still do them. That's because hobbies are fun and it gives you something to do and helps you entertain yourself basically. So that's what crypto mining is to me. So the financial aspect is not everything about it. And I feel like a lot of people are probably in the same situation where they just enjoy crypto mining and tinkering with hardware and tinkering with your exhaust setups and all these other things that go into crypto mining, because it's so much more than just letting a machine sit in your garage and run. There's a lot that goes into it, or I guess as much as you want to put into it. So of course, if you do look at crypto mining as an investment, then ROI, return on investment, does play a huge factor in if you're even going to get into it in the first place. But that's kind of the crazy thing about crypto, is that it's so speculative and so all over the place that what looks like a 2-year ROI on a mining rig right now, literally next week could look like a 4-month ROI. It all depends on just crazy price swings of these coins, but also the amount of money that you have invested into hardware. If things go well, your hardware appreciates in value as well. So I've said it before and I'll say it again, but crypto, especially crypto mining, is extremely speculative, and if you're getting into it for investment only, you really want to make sure that you have a well-rounded financial situation before you even consider doing that. If you don't already have a savings account with enough money to, if you lose your job, you're going to be okay for 6 to 12 months. If you don't already have a retirement account set up and maybe even some non-retirement investment stock accounts, you want to have all those things before you really get into crypto. And crypto mining especially, I actually consider a safer investment than just investing into crypto. But still, the same thing applies. It's all based on the fundamentals of crypto, so it is very speculative. And I wouldn't recommend getting in unless your financial situation is pretty solid. So let's look at my farm as an investment. What is the best case scenario for how much money I think my farm could make over the coming years? And what is the worst case scenario? Because really, we've gotten pretty close to the worst case scenario before, and it does frighten me a little bit. But the best case scenario could also happen just as easily, and it's pretty significant. So let's take a look. So we'll start with the worst case first. Obviously, the worst case would be if the crypto market falls another 50% from where we're at today. And that's not the worst case. I mean, it could drop 100% from today, but if I didn't at least have some faith in crypto, then I wouldn't be doing the mining at all. So let's just say worst case, it drops another 50%. Inflation continues to go up, and that causes a lot of fear in the markets, and crypto drops. Well, if that were to happen, I would likely have to turn off every single one of my mining rigs that are down in the garage. And that's because they would be generating less money every day than they were costing in power. And at that point, if there's a significant difference between the two, you're better to turn off your rigs and just buy the coins. So if that were to happen, then I only have about 0.1 Bitcoin that I've mined over these past 6 months. And that's just an estimate. It's a little less than that, but just for round numbers, that's what we'll use. So Bitcoin right now is about 60K. If Bitcoin were to 50%, it would be at 30K, which means my 0.1 would only be worth about $3,000. So I would be basically only $3,000 made back out of my $10,000 investment, and I wouldn't be mining anymore. So at that point, I have a loss of about $7,000, but we have to take into account that I own about $10,000 worth of hardware. So at that point, if I were to sell all of those, and maybe I only get, let's say, $200 a graphics card, and I have 36, so I make back about $7,000. So with my $3,000 in crypto and my $7,000 in graphics cards, I basically hit my $10,000 investment, so I break even there, but I've spent about probably $3,000 in power this whole time I've been mining, and I've been paying that out of pocket. So that would leave me at about a $3,000 loss. I wouldn't be mining crypto anymore. In fact, I wouldn't even have any GPUs because I've sold them off. So that is technically the worst case, where I lose about $3,000 in all the power that I've used to mine over the past few months. So let's hope that doesn't happen, because I love GPU mining and I love the YouTube side of it, so I would like to keep doing it. And just to kind of mitigate some of that risk, I likely am going to diversify into some home Asics in the near future, so that if the market does crash and GPU mining is no longer profitable, I at least have some hardware to be able to continue the YouTube side of things, because I would hate for all this work I put into this YouTube channel to go to waste if I have to just turn off all my mining equipment and have nothing to make content on anymore, basically. So that's the worst case. It's pretty grim. But what about the best case? This is where things get kind of interesting, and where crypto mining as a hobby is pretty sweet, because if things go well, it's got very high financial upside, and there's not a lot of hobbies that have the potential to make you a lot of money. Most of the time it's just they're kind of flat, and they either make money or they don't. It's kind of a flat rate. Well, crypto mining, since it relies on an underlying crypto asset that is very volatile, it has the potential to make a lot of money. So let's get into what I think would be the best case scenario. So let's say that crypto pops off going into 2025. Bitcoin hits 100K, and honestly, I think it could go higher. But let's say 100K, I think that's a very fair round number, especially with the ETFs that are in place now. I don't think 100K is that out of the question. So taking that same 0.1 Bitcoin that I've mined, now my 0.1 Bitcoin is worth $10,000. So that's basically already offset the $10,000 that I invested into graphics cards. So at that point, anything else is profit. If the crypto market does pop off, that means that my mining profits are going to increase as well. So let's just say I start making $20 profit a day with 36 GPUs. That's still less than $1 a day profit. So that's definitely possible. And if that were to happen and I mine for a whole year, 360 days, that's about $7,200. So at that point, since my 0.1 Bitcoin is offsetting the 10,000 I put into the GPUs, then I'm sitting at about $7,000 profit. But additionally, since some of my money is also in altcoins that I've mined, these tiny micro cap coins like Zealous with an $8 million market cap, which is nothing in the crypto market. If the crypto market booms, then those coins are also going to appreciate significantly, 500%, in that general range. Obviously, some are going to do much better than others, but that's why I've got little bags of all these different altcoins to hope that some hit it big and some either break even or even lose a little bit. But if all that goes well and I manage to sell at the right time, which I have another video I'll link up here where that's very hard to do, to actually sell at the peak, but that's still going to be another couple $1,000s in profit most likely. So that's going to put us closer to, if we had $7,000 in profit, now we've got maybe $10,000 in profit. And lastly, the thing that a lot of people forget about crypto mining is that $7,000 I have in hardware, if I sell my 36 GPUs for $200 a piece, that's today's prices. If GPU mining gets to the point where graphics cards are making about $1 a piece, then graphics card prices are going to increase in price. We saw it in the last bull run in 2020 when you were buying 3070s for $800. I don't think they're going to go back up to that price, but there is potential for the hardware itself to gain value as well. So even if 3070s go back to $400, that leaves me sitting on $14,000 of graphics cards. So we add that to our $10,000 in profit. Now we're sitting at $24,000 in profit, and we've paid off our initial investment of $10K. So if we take that $10K, then we're actually sitting at basically $34,000 in revenue, which is very significant. Now, the one thing I didn't calculate in all of that is power cost. So we'll take $6,000, $7,000 out of that, which would leave us about north of $15,000 in profit. So that's kind of the best case out of this whole mining thing. Obviously, it could go way higher. I mean, if Bitcoin goes to 200K, then all bets are off. It's going to be a lot better than that. You can see that there is a very large spectrum of where my mining farm is going to go in the next year. So at the best case, we've got $15,000 profit. At the worst case, we've got about $3,000 loss. You can see the profit side of the spectrum is a lot larger than the downside of the spectrum. So odds are at some point we're going to be in the profit, assuming the crypto market appreciates to some extent over the next couple years. So these are far from scientific calculations. I think I need to get a whiteboard to be able to write this kind of stuff down for a video. I would do animations, but that's just so far out of my skill set that it would just take hours to do. So I think I may get a whiteboard to make all this stuff a little easier. But the main point I wanted to get across is that crypto mining has multiple ways to make revenue, whether it's hardware appreciating, the coins that you've already mined appreciating, or your actual income itself that you're mining every day appreciating due to coin prices increasing. So there's a lot of things that can change. So those are my crypto mining goals and why I treat it a little bit as a hobby and as a financial investment. And maybe because times are so bad right now, I lean more towards the hobby side of it. But it's fun either way, and especially if you have like solar or you live in an apartment where you don't have to pay for power and you want to maybe get like a 3-card rig, it's definitely something fun to do. And once winter comes around, it's a whole nother ball game because you can heat your house with a money printing machine, which was originally the first thing that got me into crypto mining. And I heated my whole house for the whole winter with GPU mining rigs, and it was like one of the coolest things I've ever done. So if you like this video, check out the most recent GPU mining rig I built. I think it's probably the coolest one on YouTube, though I'm obviously a little biased. It's 12 3070 RGB cards. So check it out, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.